when a bullying student who died mysteriously rises again as a vengeful demon from beyond death. The film opens by showing a dense, dark forest filled with thick fog. In that place, there is a shaman performing a demonic ritual. Together with a mysterious figure whose identity is still unknown, the shaman creates a cursed heirloom made from the coils of a snake and a centipede. And from these two creatures emerges a symbol that signifies evil, energy embedded within the object. The shaman then says, "Do you want to resurrect someone who has already died?" The story then flashes back to 1 week earlier. At a senior high school, a women's inter-school volleyball match is being held. The players are selected students with exceptional talent. The match is intense, with both teams chasing points closely. One of the schools is led by Busaba as the team captain, and the match is eventually won by Busaba and her team. Busaba is portrayed as a tough and fierce captain on the court, and beyond that, she is also the most feared female student in the school. Outside of volleyball, in her daily school life, Busaba often looks for victims to bully, frequently extorting money from other female students. She does not care who they are or how wealthy their families might be. Busaba bullies anyone she wants.
สำออยถ้ามึงเอาตังค์มาให้กูไม่ได้มึงก็แดกมา
มันไม่สบายอะ
One day, a teacher arrives with a new transfer, student from another school. She is Jindara. Coincidentally, there is a student in the class who already knows Jindara, a woman named Hong. It is soon revealed that Jindara was also the captain of the volleyball team at her previous school, which makes Busaba begin to feel wary, fearing that her position as captain might be threatened. Jindara sits with a quiet girl named Orasa, who often becomes a target of Busaba's bullying. Besides, Orasa Hong is also there, as she has been Jindara's friend since junior high school. At the cafeteria, Busaba causes trouble again by throwing chicken bones onto their table. She says that she stepped on cat feces earlier, and without being told, Hong immediately understands and starts cleaning Busaba's shoes.
เราไปเหยียบขี้หมามา
Despite Busaba's constant bullying, the teachers seem to turn a blind eye because she is the only outstanding and high-achieving student who frequently brings honor to the school through volleyball tournaments. This is one of the main reasons Busaba is never expelled. Even though she has bullied other students many times, the teachers appear to ignore her misconduct. During a volleyball practice session on the court, Busaba once again looks for trouble as if it were an obligation. This time her target is Ya, because Ya has not yet transferred the money Busaba demanded. She is punished by being forced to withstand Busaba's powerful spikes.
พอเราบอกว่า
Even though Ya comes from a very wealthy family, it means nothing to Busaba, who instead exploits it. Unable to stand by any longer, Jindara steps in and blocks Busaba's spike. Jindara then challenges Busaba to a test of strength through spiking. If Jindara loses, she is willing to take Ya's place. But if Busaba loses, Jindara demands that she put an end to all of this. Unaware of Jindara's volleyball skills, Busaba ends up receiving a crushing spike from her. Feeling that her pride has been shattered in front of everyone, Busaba becomes furious and a fight nearly breaks out. But the coach quickly intervenes and breaks it up. Since that incident, Jindara, Hong, Orasa, and Ya grow much closer and form a strong friendship. The school also has a dormitory for students, which they can rent as a place to live. During their conversations, Jindara's background is briefly revealed. It turns out that since junior high school, Jindara had often been bullied. At first she stayed silent, but eventually she dared to fight back. And since then, no one has dared to bother her again. Arasa says that with Jindara around, they now have the courage to fight back against Busaba, because to stop Busaba, someone must be brave enough to stand up to her. However, at that moment, Jindara remains silent and does not respond to the statement. Instead, she asks about Busaba's background, wondering who Busaba really is. He then explains that Busaba was not always like this. After taking a 1-year leave from school and then returning, her attitude began to change. There are rumors that during that year off, Basaba became pregnant and got rid of the baby. The school authorities actually know about it, but because Basaba is smart and high-achieving, the school chose to keep her.
ขนาดในโรงยิมยังกล้าท
กันตั้งหลายคนทำไมจะสู้มันคนเดียวไม่ได้
The scene then shifts to Jindara at a wash basin, cleaning a stain on her skirt. Unbeknownst to her, another student is waiting behind her. Jindara is beautiful and fair-skinned, captivating the boys who see her. At that moment, a spark of attraction appears between them. The teenage boy is Gun. Unfortunately, Gun already has a girlfriend. Busaba,
เป็นเด็กใหม่เหรอ
จิน
On another occasion, Busaba asks Jindara to talk privately. She says that after the incident on the volleyball court, she received a sanction from the sports teacher. And if she causes trouble again, her chance for a college recommendation will be revoked. Because of that, she wants to make peace with Jindara and asks that there be no more conflict between them. Jindara gladly accepts this apparent goodwill. The story continues with Jindara and Gun starting to interact through social media. It cannot be denied that Jindara begins to feel attracted to Gun, and cleverly, she even sends him a slightly seductive photo to tease him. Eventually, Gun asks Jindara to meet up. Her opportunity to win Gun's affection seems to open wider when Jindara accidentally sees Busaba leaving together with the male volleyball coach. The next day, Busaba approaches Jindara again, this time asking for help to accompany her to the place of a student who wants private tutoring from her. Jindara, having no suspicion, willingly agrees to take Busaba
แล้ว
there.
วันนี้สอนวันแรก กูรับเป็นติวเตอร์อยู่อะ
ำเฮ้ย
Hey, however, upon arriving, Jindara realizes she has been brought to a place filled with shady men. Heartlessly, Busaba sells Jindara to them, forcing Jindara to fight back desperately against the men. Fortunately, she manages to escape, feeling that this has gone far beyond any limit. Jindara is furious and confronts Busaba at school, but because there is no evidence, she cannot do much. Moreover, Jindara's outburst is recorded by other students, causing her to hold herself back to avenge the pain and humiliation inflicted by Busaba. Jindara devises another plan, which is to take Gun away from Busaba. Jindara and Gun arrange to meet, but unfortunately before they can do so, Busaba begins to sense that Gun has another woman in his life. A fierce argument breaks out between them. Gun, who has already grown sick and tired of Busaba, finally speaks honestly and admits that there is, indeed, another woman he is interested in.
ชูเฮียอะไร
มึงไม่เคยรักกูเลยดิ
Gun then walks away, leaving Busaba alone. However, he forgets his phone behind, and when he turns back to retrieve it, Busaba suddenly stabs Gun, completely blinded by rage. Busaba no longer cares about what she is doing. After the incident, the school administration with great reluctance finally expels Busaba from the school. This becomes the deepest regret and the hardest blow of her life. Sometime later, the school is once again shaken by the discovery that Busaba has died by suicide. Jindara and her friends attend the funeral to pray and pay their final respects. Suddenly, Ya begins to feel unwell, and Hong decides to take her home, leaving Jindara and Arasa behind.
เห็นต้องเอามาให้ดูเลย ถ้ามันติดตา
Meanwhile, elsewhere, at the site where Busaba died, a shaman is seen performing a strange ritual. At the same time, during the funeral prayers led by monks, something unnatural happens. The sound of a woman crying begins to echo, and the atmosphere grows increasingly terrifying as strong winds strike and the lights go out. Amid the chaos, Jindara is pushed and falls to the ground. At that exact moment, Busaba's coffin collapses and opens right in front of Jindara. Back at the dormitory, Jindara still cannot believe what she witnessed, especially how the coffin could suddenly open. Nevertheless, the four of them try to calm each other and hope that everything will be fine. In the middle of the night, while the others are fast asleep, Arasa wakes up after seeing a chair move by itself. Panic and fear overwhelm her, as she tries to wake Jindara. But Jindara is too exhausted to respond. The wandering spirit of Busaba appears right above Arasa. Her friends eventually wake up and try to calm her down, convincing her that it was just a dream, and they all go back to sleep. But for Arasa, the nightmare continues. She now finds herself standing on top of a wall, her body hanging as she tries to scream, but her mouth refuses to move. A rope slowly creeps up and wraps around her neck. Arasa struggles desperately until her head is violently crushed by Busaba's spirit. It turns out to be her second nightmare. At school, chaos erupts again when remnants of ritual offerings are discovered on the sports field. Jindara and the others are present and question the school's janitor about the offerings. The woman explains that they are traces of a spirit summoning ritual, and judging by its characteristics, it is clearly a form of black magic. The ritual, she says, was meant to summon a vengeful spirit. She further explains that within 3 days, the spirit will hunt its targets. On the first day, it will terrorize them with apparitions, and on the final day, the spirit will kill its victim with no possible escape. That same day, the terror of Busaba's spirit begins. The spirit appears to each of them, one by one. Ya sees Busaba's spirit hanging above her, then descending headless toward her. Others can only watch in confusion as Ya behaves strangely. Fear begins to grow among them. According to the janitor, the spirit only reveals itself to its chosen victims. Coincidentally, the woman is with them in the bathroom at that moment, but suddenly, she starts acting strangely.
ป้าบอกแล้วใช่ไหม
The bathroom lights abruptly go out, and the woman begins attacking them. Fortunately, Gun arrives in time and breaks open the locked bathroom door. The woman regains consciousness and is immediately taken to the hospital. Gun already knows everything, as he has also been haunted by Busaba's spirit. He brings everyone to a male psychic who might be able to help them. The psychic explains that the spirit they are facing is no ordinary ghost, but one filled with deep vengeance. He then asks his assistant to bring a sacred dagger. Unexpectedly, under Busaba's supernatural influence, the psychic suddenly stabs himself with the dagger. Despite being gravely wounded, he tells them to find the shaman and douse him with Blessed Virgin urine. Alternatively, they can kill the shaman, as these are the only 2 ways to stop everything. They must act quickly before the 3rd day ends, because if they fail, all of them will die. The assistant then hands them the blessed urine. They all gather at the dormitory, wondering who is actually responsible for resurrecting Busaba's spirit. Accusations begin to fly among them, and suspicion briefly falls on Hong and Ya. Because neither of them attended the funeral that day, Hong and Ya firmly deny it. But suspicion then shifts toward Busaba's father and the school's volleyball coach, as neither of them was present at the funeral either. The strongest suspicion is directed at Busaba's father. According to Gun's story, Busaba's life had actually been very tragic. Her father practiced black magic, and it is very possible that he was the one behind everything. However, they still do not know his true motive for resurrecting Busaba. Gun once escorted Busaba back to her home, and saw that her father was a severe alcoholic. Whenever he was drunk, Busaba would become the target of his violence, which is why she ran away from home and chose to live in the dormitory. They finally agree to search for Busaba's father, and if they fail to get answers from him, the last person they will confront is the volleyball coach.
จะมาระแวงกันเองทำไมวะ
คืนนั้นเราก็ไม่ได้อยู่ที่งาน
Shortly after, during an exam at school, students and teachers are shocked by the appearance of Busaba's spirit. She shows up to take the exam and even asks the teacher for an answer sheet. After that incident, everyone is gathered in the sports hall where the volleyball coach happens to be present. Jindara and Gun interrogate him, asking whether he is the one who resurrected Busaba's spirit. The coach is clearly confused and feels cornered, and he finally admits that he had been involved with Busaba. Suddenly, he becomes possessed by Busaba's spirit, which confirms the truth. The relationship was not based on love, but on mutual benefit. Busaba needed a guaranteed college quota, and the coach could provide it on the condition that Busaba would sleep with him. Even worse, the principal was also involved, secretly enjoying an illicit relationship with Busaba as well. Busaba's spirit then humiliates the coach by forcing him to strip in front of all the students. Shortly afterward, the coach regains consciousness, and everyone is horrified by the sight of Busaba's spirit hanging above them. Their only remaining hope is to find Busaba's father. They break into his house and discover many offerings and tools used for black magic rituals. Their suspicion is confirmed when they see a childhood photo of Busaba displayed at the ritual site. They destroy the place, but soon, Busaba's father arrives and attacks them, after realizing his ritual has been ruined. When his body is splashed with the blessed urine given by the psychic, earlier, Busaba's father reacts violently, fleeing and trying to avoid them, but they chase him. Suddenly, Hong arrives holding a doll she found in the house, claiming that it is a spirit doll that must be destroyed immediately. Hearing this, they pour the blessed urine over the doll, and the effect is immediate. Busaba's father suffers instant karma, falling and impaling his head on a sharp iron fence, killing him. If Busaba's father was truly the one who resurrected her spirit, then they should now be free from the curse, but they can only be certain. After midnight passes, Ya goes home with her mother, while Jindara is picked up by Gun. Together they visit the psychic, who is currently hospitalized due to his earlier injuries. They give him the spirit doll and ask whether everything is truly over. The psychic praises them for handling the situation well, which gives Jindara and Gun some relief, but he also advises them to pray at a temple, so Busaba's spirit can finally rest in peace.
พร้อมของแท้เลยนะสาธุ
Afterward, they return to the car, but Jindara realizes she has left her phone behind at the temple. She goes back alone, while Gun waits in the car. On her way, Jindara passes a street vendor selling charms, and one of the items catches her attention because it looks exactly like something she saw in Busaba's father's house. The vendor explains that it is wild boar vomit, used as a charm to protect against evil spirits. Suddenly, Jindara remembers that Hong found a similar object at the house and claimed it was a spirit doll that needed to be destroyed. She realizes that Hong lied. Panicking, Jindara checks the time and sees that it is 11:58 p.m., leaving only 2 minutes until midnight. Meanwhile, at the hospital, the psychic is attacked by Busaba's spirit and is killed. Next, Gun becomes the target. While waiting in the car, the vehicle suddenly moves on its own, and tragically, Gun is unable to escape, as his head is impaled on a protruding steel rebar. Jindara is left helpless after witnessing the horror. She returns to the hospital and finds that the psychic has died, leaving only the sacred dagger behind. Quietly, Jindara takes it. She informs Hong that the curse has not ended and asks her to meet at Busaba's house. Hong then contacts Orasa and invites her to come along, while Ya, unaware of everything, believes it is all finally over. Suddenly, Busaba's spirit appears once again, and Ya becomes the next victim, meeting her death. On the other side, Hong secretly brings Orasa to the sports hall where Busaba died. Orasa does not yet realize who Hong truly is. Hong asks Orasa to follow the ritual she is performing, claiming that it will stop the curse. Meanwhile, Jindara is at Busaba's father's house. It is finally revealed that Hong is, indeed, the one who resurrected Busaba's spirit. Jindara then receives a message from Orasa, saying that she is with Hong at the sports hall. When Jindara tries to call Orasa back, her phone suddenly dies. Orasa is instructed to pray to Busaba's spirit and ask for forgiveness if there were any wrongdoings. And at that moment, Orasa apologizes on behalf of Jindara, Gun, and Ya for killing Busaba. Hearing this confession, Hong finally realizes that Busaba did not commit suicide, but was actually killed by the four of them. The story flashes back to several days earlier, when Busaba discovered the chats between Gun and Jindara. Consumed by jealousy and anger, Busaba confronts Jindara, leading to a heated fight witnessed by Orasa and Ya. Gun then arrives to break them apart. Gun's desire to break up with Basaba is not without reason, as he already knows about Basaba's relationship with the volleyball coach. When her disgrace is exposed in front of them, Basaba completely loses control and attacks Jindara. Being alone, Basaba is eventually overpowered and breaks down crying, begging them to let her go. They think she will repent, but instead, she attacks Jindara again, as they try to release Basaba's grip and push her away. The shove causes Basaba's neck to strike an iron bar, killing her instantly. They all panic, realizing it was an accident. Jindara then says that while alive, Basaba had already ruined their lives and caused suffering to many people, so there is no reason to mourn her death. They come up with a plan to make it look like Busaba died by suicide. They manipulate the crime scene and stage false evidence to deceive the CCTV footage, making it appear as if Busaba took her own life. One of them even disguises herself as Busaba by wearing her uniform and walking past the CCTV camera to create the illusion that Busaba was preparing to commit suicide. Coincidentally, on the night of Busaba's death, Hong was not with them. Returning to the present, Hong finally admits that she was the one who resurrected Busaba's spirit. After Busaba's death, Hong desperately sought out a shaman to learn a spirit summoning ritual. Not long after Busaba's spirit returned, shortly later, Jindara arrives at the sports hall and finds that Arasa has already died there. Jindara demands to know why Hong resurrected Busaba, especially since Hong was often bullied by Busaba while she was alive. Jindara cannot understand why Hong would do all this. Hong then reveals the truth. She has a psychological condition in which she derives pleasure from being bullied and abused. After Busaba died, Hong lost the source of that pleasure. To bring Busaba back, Hong allied herself with the shaman, who gave her a centipede heirloom that allows her to transfer the soul of the dead into another body. Hong now intends to move Busaba's soul into Jindara's body. Hong reveals the heirloom, while Jindara draws the sacred dagger given by the psychic. A duel ensues, and Hong manages to strike Jindara while Jindara is restrained, as Hong is assisted by Basaba's spirit. However, Jindara quickly switches to attacking with her left hand. The heirloom releases centipedes that begin crawling into Jindara's body, while Hong and Basaba's spirit restrain both of Jindara's hands, allowing the centipedes to enter her without resistance. Sometime later, everything returns to normal. Jindara is still alive, and so is Hong. But inside Jindara's body now resides Busaba's soul. Jindara begins to behave exactly like Busaba, becoming a ruthless bully once again, which deeply fascinates Hong. And with that, the story comes to an end.